The tension in the political debate hall was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Kellyanne Conway, former White House counselor and master of political spin, had just launched what she thought was the perfect attack on progressive policies. Her confident smirk suggested she believed she had cornered her opponent with an argument that couldn't be countered, but she had no idea what was coming next. Jasmine Crockett, the freshman congresswoman from Texas, sat across the stage with a calm expression that masked the political ammunition she was about to unleash. What happened in the next 30 seconds would not only destroy Conway's argument, but leave the entire audience on their feet, cheering for a newcomer who had just schooled one of politics' most seasoned veterans. The moment Crockett opened her mouth, Conway's face would change from confident to stunned in a way that millions of viewers would never forget. Before we dive into this epic political showdown that's already breaking the internet, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from, and smash that subscribe button so you never miss these incredible political moments that define our times. Kellyanne Conway walked into that debate hall carrying the weight of decades in political warfare. This was the woman who had managed a presidential campaign, survived countless media battles, and earned a reputation as someone who could spin any situation to her advantage. Her sharp business suit and perfectly styled blonde hair reflected the polished image of a political professional who had seen it all and won most of it. Conway had built her career on being unshakable. She was known for her ability to deflect, redirect, and reframe any political attack with surgical precision. Her opponents had learned to fear her quick wit and her talent for turning their own arguments against them. She had faced senators, governors, and media personalities, always emerging with her reputation intact. Tonight, she believed she was facing just another young politician who could be easily overwhelmed by experience and political savvy. But Jasmine Crockett represented something Conway hadn't fully prepared for. The new generation of political fighters who combined traditional political skills with modern communication strategies and an unshakable commitment to their principles. At just 42 years old, Crockett had already made waves in Congress with her fearless approach to challenging established political norms. As a civil rights attorney before entering politics, she had spent years in courtrooms where facts mattered more than spin, where evidence trumped rhetoric, and where preparation could defeat even the most experienced opponents. Her path to this moment had been carefully constructed through years of legal practice that had honed her ability to think quickly under pressure and systematically dismantle opposing arguments. Unlike many politicians who had spent their careers learning to deflect difficult questions, Crockett had spent hers learning to answer them directly and convincingly. Crockett's background was different from the typical politician Conway was used to facing. Born and raised in Missouri before making her mark in Texas, she understood both the struggles of everyday Americans and the complex legal frameworks that governed political policy. Her colleagues had quickly learned that underestimating her sharp legal mind was a mistake they only made once. What made Crockett particularly dangerous as an opponent was her ability to combine the directness of legal argumentation with the accessibility required for effective political communication. She had learned to translate complex legal concepts into language that resonated with voters while maintaining the precision that made her arguments difficult to counter. In preparing for this debate, Crockett had approached it like she would a major court case, researching every aspect of her opponent's record, anticipating potential arguments, and preparing responses that would not just defend her positions, but would turn Conway's attacks into opportunities to expose weaknesses in the conservative agenda. This wasn't just another political debate between two women from different parties. This was a clash between two entirely different approaches to politics. Conway's world of strategic messaging and spin versus Crockett's approach of direct confrontation backed by facts and legal precision. The audience knew they were watching something special unfold. Political insiders had been buzzing about this matchup for weeks, wondering how the veteran Conway would handle the rising star Crockett. Some expected Conway's experience to overwhelm the newcomer. Others suspected that Crockett's fresh approach might catch Conway off guard. What nobody expected was just how completely and devastatingly Crockett would dismantle not just Conway's argument, but her entire approach to political discourse. The tower stage was set for a political moment that would be replayed thousands of times and analyzed for years to come. Kellyanne Conway leaned forward in her chair, her eyes gleaming with the confidence of someone who had perfected this routine over decades of political combat. She had chosen her target carefully. Progressive spending policies that she believed would be easy to attack and difficult to defend. The former White House counselor adjusted her posture with the practiced ease of someone who had delivered thousands of political arguments across cable news shows, congressional hearings, and debate stages. Her burgundy blazer was perfectly tailored, her makeup flawless under the bright studio lights, every detail calculated to project authority and competence. Let me be very clear about what we're seeing from the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, Conway began, her voice carrying the authority of someone used to commanding attention. These spending proposals